साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। नमामि गौडपादं च शङ्करं श्रीसुरेश्वरं स्वामिनं सच्चिदानन्दमिन्द्रं तं ज्ञानरूपिणे। So, as I told you, instead of Adhyasa Bhashya, there are few controversial points in Valmiki Ramayana which are very crucial for us for two reasons. One, for Hindus to understand their dharma. It helps us if we discuss these controversial episodes of Ramayana. It helps us to understand the right spirit, right vision of dharma for Hindus, and also the criticism, accusation of others also we shall be able to handle, we shall be able to answer. So what these Ramayana episodes? So a few of them, I take only a few controversial and discuss. Since Ram Prakasha suggested me, now instead of having a separate class, we shall continue in this alone, and that too in English so that it can really reach larger audience. So for a few classes, I think maybe 3, 4 or maximum 5 classes of Vedanta we shall suspend. After completing them, we will revert to Vedanta. Now I continue yesterday's topic because largely I have covered, but a few points, some outlines, some conclusion remains. So here you see dharma. What we have to understand is dharma. Our vision is dharma, not a catering to personal physical needs and bhoga alone. See the difficulty the modern people face, the difficulty modern people have in understanding our Shastras is, our Shastras are not for worldly pleasures and worldly achievement. Worldly pleasures and worldly achievements are on the way. Arthakama Purushartha are on the way. Main is dharma. Dharma is twofold. If you keep these simple things in view, we shall be able to understand all our Shastras easily. Dharma, one is Sakama Dharma, another is Nishkama Dharma. That means Arthakama Purushartha one side, Moksha is another side. To make it very clear, I say Arthakama Purushartha on one side, Moksha is another side. So Dharma is in between. Dharma can be used for Arthakama, and also dharma can be used only for moksha, divested of artha and kama. Separated from artha and kama, you can use the same dharma for moksha. Dharma, when it is used for acquiring, for achieving artha and kama purusharthas, it is called sakama dharma. The same dharma ignores artha kama. Ignores in the sense basic maintenance is there anyway. Food, clothes, basic maintenance that nobody can circumvent, that is necessary. But artha kama is not as an important purushartha. Artha having money and wealth and enjoyment, that. And also kama is pleasures, all kinds of pleasures. Worldly pleasures, sense pleasure, mind pleasure and all. So a person who is interested in moksha, just basic maintenance of the body and nothing more, and he dedicates his life for moksha. So dharma can be used for two ways, sakama dharma and nishkama dharma. So for acquiring material wealth and pleasures, our Shastras are very clear. Just to acquire material wealth and pleasure, Shastras are not required. Just a common sense is required. A common sense is enough. to acquire worldly pleasures, to make money, somehow make money. Somehow make money. You don't need it. A person who has a desire and has a little brain, only two things are required. You have desires and have a little brain. You can achieve. You will find out the ways in the society. Watch others, look at others. Even if others don't help you, you will acquire. Therefore, our Shastra says, keeping aside dharma, just acquiring worldly pleasures and also making money, for these two things, Shastra doesn't have to teach you. It doesn't mean human being doesn't need it. But this can be learnt in a worldly way. Shastra, which is a dharma, which human mind itself cannot discover, only there Shastra comes into picture. You see, this difference we should note. Just for acquiring worldly pleasures and money and status, whatever, in order to fulfill the worldly desires, you don't need any extra training of a Shastra. A holy Shastra you don't need. Holy book is not required, because human beings are people. You see, tribal people live in the forest. Do they have Shastra? Because everybody has certain pleasures, desires for pleasures and money and needs, whatever your society, your atmosphere permits, accordingly you will acquire something. You will go somewhere, break the forest, break the trees, get something, clothes and any luxuries, anything you will find out and get them. That's all. Because if you want, you will get them. Therefore, for worldly pleasures, you have a whatever little common sense you have, you will use it and you will acquire it. Therefore, Shastra, even there also, in acquiring worldly pleasures, you need a little bit of worldly intelligence, worldly experience. Intelligence as well as intelligence you can't give, because it comes by birth. And worldly experience, how to acquire, even to cheat, even to get, even to tell a lie, even to talk cleverly and get it. These are all worldly intelligence, worldly experience, worldly cleverness and worldly experience. That also you will learn by watching people, by living in the company of the people. Shastra doesn't talk how to be cleverly achieve things even in a worldly way. Where dharma comes into picture, Shastra begins. Shastra begins with dharma. Means even the arthakama purushartha, the worldly pleasures and money and status, etc. If you have to acquire in a dharmic way, even the arthakama purushartha also, when you want to do dharmic way, then the Shastra is required. Okay. Then the second step of Shastra has the two, as I told you, Sakama Dharma and Nishkama Dharma. Another is, you have understood, you have lived this worldly life of pleasures and money and status and experiences, all that. Now you feel that these are too small. Your mind has grown large. It has grown deeper. Your culture, your maturity of your heart is much deeper, and it wants to understand a much deeper life. That is a spirituality. That's where a spirituality, moksha purushartha begins. Then the same dharma becomes a nishkama dharma. Okay. So if we have to see Rama's behavior, Sita's behavior, Lakshmana's behavior, in all these things, you see the situations. We generally tend to criticize, we analyze Rama's or even the important characters, the behavior of them, wrong standpoint, because we have a standpoint, we have a standard wrong. What is that wrong? We always look for, I'll tell you simply, when there is a trouble, some problem comes, what do? You want to solve the problem. Problem means what? Your ill health comes, you lose your money or you lose your pleasure. When you are likely to lose your pleasure, lose your kingdom, lose your status, what do you think of? How to get back pleasure? Isn't it? How to get back money? Now somebody has cheated you. Hook or crook, get back your money because he cheated. How should I laugh? That means we common people think of not losing our pleasures. If somebody cheats us, cheat him and get back. That's all. Now if some of our mainly our Pauranika heroes, Pauranika great people, heroes means great people, Adarsha Purusha, ideal Purusha, okay, let us not use the word neither Adarsha nor heroes. Let us call Dharmika Purusha. I think our Indian language. Dharmika Purushas. We make them Adarsha, that is our interpretation. They lived Dharma and we take them Adarsha, we put them Adarsha for our next generation, for us. But when they are living, they were not thinking that I should be ideal to others. They didn't have. They wanted to live Dharma and achieve a higher goal in life, that's all. Therefore, let us call them Dharmika Purusha. So, them in our modern language as our ideal people or heroes of a story, these are all modern ways of interpreting them. Heroes and all. But in our Shastra, they are called Dharmika Purusha. They wanted to live a noble life, higher life to achieve a higher goal. So here, when a trouble comes, a problem arises, either to society or your personal life or your family life, what is a common man's view? We immediately think of how to get back our pleasures, money, status. Means, because trouble means, what is a trouble? When you have a money, status and pleasures, there will be an obstruction for this. Somebody will snatch away your money. Somebody will snatch away your wife. Somebody will take away your kingdom. Kaikeyi took away kingdom. And then Ravana took away his wife. See how this. Now when the troubles come, now what is our reaction? Why Rama is behaving like that? He should do cleverly and get back his kingdom. That means we have some pleasures and then status and money. If there is an obstruction, but do something and get back your kingdom. Get back your money, get back your pleasure, get back your family people and etc. Your wife or husband, that's all. So, in this attitude, you see what is the mind, what is in the mind. You want to acquire your Arthakama Purushartha, that's all. But your Shastra has a different vision. This is what we are failing to understand. Shastra says when troubles come, you can use Dharmika method. To get back them, to use the Dharmika method. Without compromising Dharma you get. Sometimes what happens, same Dharmika method requires extra tapas, extra hard work. Extra hard work means extra tapas. Now the human life is meant for following Dharma. We generally think when I am following Dharma, nobody should disturb me, nobody should do injustice to me. This is what common man is thinking. See, when we say you follow your Dharma, therefore you will get your money, pleasure, status, etc. This thing. But sometimes, most of the time what happens is, even dharmic people get disturbed. Disturbed means what? Dharmic people are robbed of their legitimate things. Your money, your status, your kingdom, your pleasures, your near lovable people, loving people, beloved people, near and dear ones, they will harm them, kidnap them, do something. Adharmic people. One adharmic people because they wanted to rob you, or two things is out of jealousy. Duryodhana out of jealousy, Ravana out of robbing mind, as a thief. Ravana wanted to rob Rama's pleasures, Rama's happiness, or Rama's favorable things. Rama's personal possessions he wanted to rob because he wanted to have them, enjoy them, that's all. See, this is a cheap mind of a robber's mind. Duryodhana out of jealousy. See, other people may harm the dharmic people, want to take away their own important things, valuable things. Now you may question the person who is living dharmic way of life, why should he be robbed? He should not be robbed. But others are doing, what can you do? What we generally think is, somehow do kill them and get back your pleasures. That means our goal is to get back pleasures, that's all. But our Dharma Shastra aims, human life is such, it is not uniform. Even if you follow Dharma, problems come. Even if you follow Dharma, unjustly, your things, your property, your wealth and your pleasures, your near and dear ones are harmed, kidnapped, your property is taken away, somehow you will be given trouble. Because this is also part of life. Part of life means a part of the very creation. Now, keeping this in view, our Shastra says there is a larger vision. You have to expand your vision to be able to understand the life. Okay. That means your life calls for extra tapas, extra hard work, extra sacrifice. That means you have to, even showing your parakrama is an extra sacrifice, because you have to work hard, isn't it? Here your goal is in the name of, when you lost your wife, you lost your kingdom, or you lost your some money, wealth, etc., you have to do extra tapas, extra sacrifice on. Now this doing, taking to extra tapas and sacrifice is an opportunity for tapas again. This tapas helps you change your personality, because you got a new opportunity to, that's why our Shastra says life is meant for tapas. Even if you follow dharma, there will be some people do unjust karma. They will do unjustly, take away certain things, what you have earned justly. What you have earned justly. Now in this what happens? When I have earned my money and family, my dear and near ones, everything, justly, legally I got them. But somebody out of jealousy or out of a mind of robber, out of a wicked mind, selfish mind, he robs. He disturbs me. Now what generally people do react? They think is an injustice. Rebel. Now you see, the communists and Naxalites, they say rebel against them. Harm them, destroy them. Now, that means tit for tat. Tit for tat. Because he robbed me, I'll rob him. Or I'll kill him, I'll destroy him. Here goal is, my pleasures, my money, my status, somebody rob. I will rob him, I will kill him. Now your goal is only your money, your pleasure, I should get back. That's all. Isn't it? This is the common man's thinking. Shastra has a larger view. That's why we are unable to understand Shastra. We are unable, we means most of the people. Some of us may understand. Shastra has a larger view. Larger view of the whole picture of life and the creation. What is creation? What is human life? What we are supposed to live. Now these problems, even to the honest man, sincere man, dharmic man, also troubles come. Now we question why troubles come, why God is creating trouble. Why should God, is God not supposed to take care of? When I am following dharma, my money, my property, nobody should rob. Why God should allow, why God should create a system, the social system where, when I am a dharmic person, why should my pleasure, my near and dear ones, Sita and kingdom, everything should be robbed and I should be made to suffer for no reason. We say this is injustice. We don't believe in karma. We don't believe in God. We will believe in our own thing. We will go and kill the people and do whatever we like. So this is atheism. This is adharmic mentality. This is rebelling mentality. Is the only alternative. So to avoid this atheism, avoid this rebelling mentality. Rebelling means out of frustration, out of anger you rebel. Okay. Now this rebelling atheism comes because, intolerance comes because we fail to understand the larger picture of life. Life which is created by God. God or life, whatever you call. The life or creation or God. Three we use synonymously. We call the life. Life means larger life. Or you say Srishti, the creation. Or we say God. They have a larger purpose. They have a deeper purpose. They have a deeper vision. Now this is an opportunity to learn the deeper vision. Why the troubles are coming? Because you have to learn something more. Something you are called for. Otherwise, if you don't have a larger vision, the larger dharma, a dharma necessitates tapas. You have to do sacrifice, you have to do tapas for higher life. If you don't do it, then if your goal is to get back your money and pleasure and status, money, pleasure, power, money, pleasure, power, power or status, money, pleasure and power, if these are the only goals, then you will become a rebel or atheist, isn't it? You see, what is the other way? Either you become atheist or you lose in all morality, immorality. These days no morality, don't believe any morality, do whatever you like. That's all. People just circumvent and skip the all morality. Who is following? Everybody is exploiting. Why should I care? I don't care. Now this is the thing we go for. Or rebel, you form a gang and then attack people and enjoy whatever you like. Just attack people. Form a group, form a gang, mafia gang. These are all Naxalites, etc. is mafia gang alone. Then you justify with your ideology that others are exploited you, then you exploit them. All this because worldly pleasure alone, worldly things alone, you take as a goal. Pleasures, money and these things alone as a goal. So this is called, we say, atheistic goal. Simple worldly pleasures alone cannot solve you. If your goal is worldly pleasures, if you don't have a larger vision of life, you will fail to understand, you will become a rebel, you will become a wicked, you will become adharmic. This is what we call asuras. You will only become asura. Because Ravana doesn't have a larger goal. Get my pleasures. Either he will die or he will exploit. He will rob, he will exploit, he will kill people. Kharadushana, Ravana will attack people, exploit them, kidnap them, enjoy. Or he will die, that's all. But does he expand his vision, what is dharma, and does he go for a higher goal? No. Now this is where we have to understand. Shastras are not to justify your limited goal, not to defend, not to provide your limited goal. Limited narrow mind, narrow goals, narrow ideas. It wants you to expand. See, these are the occasions. The life problems are the occasions to expand your mind. Think deeply. Now you have an occasion to learn that life has a different purpose, larger purpose, deeper purpose. That's why when Sita is kidnapped, the kingdom is lost. How Rama responded? Lakshmana told. You see what Lakshmana told? See, this old man is in a difficult situation. He gave a promise to his wife Kaikeyi, and Kaikeyi abused it and he trapped him. Kaikeyi trapped him. So he became helpless. And then why did he give so long rope to Kaikeyi? He should have understood woman's nature and also wife's nature. He should have understood it beforehand. And even then, even after she demanded that, he should have changed, edited it. No, I can't give you. He should have rejected her. See, you are demanding too much. I can give you boons only within that. I cannot give you anything. But, so therefore, Dasharatha did a mistake. Now you don't worry. We put Dasharatha behind bars and then you coronate. You become king. That's all. It is enough. Because when injustice is done, we will also do unjust way and get back. You see, Lakshmana told that. Rama told no. You see, you only see Rama asked Lakshmana to stop. But why? Rama has a larger vision of dharma, which Lakshmana didn't have. Not that Lakshmana didn't have, but he presented an alternative. Lakshmana also had equal vision like Rama. That's why he also believed dharma. But just for our public, just for others to understand, here is an alternative, a lesser alternative. Presented, Rama rejected as a rest. To show the contrast that there is a larger alternative which Rama is choosing. So Lakshmana's lesser alternative, Rama in contrast dismissed as a wrong. As a lesser alternative, no. Life has a better alternative, a deeper vision. Lakshmana, don't go for that. Go for this thing. Let us sacrifice. Now the time has come. Naturally the kingdom should have come to me. But due to some reason, kingdom is lost. Doesn't matter. Let us do tapas. Let us make use of this suffering, this sorrow, this difficulty for a noble purpose. See, when injustice is done, take that injustice and do something better. Follow dharma, do some sacrifice, do some tapas, bring about some change in the society, or set an ideal for others, or make use of that and learn something, some other good quality and greater quality, so that you develop more power in you, so that you will be able to do much better to society. See, when you are put in lockdown at home, you make use of it. Instead of getting angry with government and come back to the street. Okay, we will rebel and come to the street. You can do, you have an option, but that is a lesser option. You rebel against the police and government and I'll come to the street. But there is an option. You stay home and then now it is a tapas for you. You have to, it's very difficult. Now you have to pay. Lot of self-control you have to learn. I tell you, everywhere in life, there is a dharmic way of responding, or other is, I am deprived of some pleasure. I am deprived of some right, therefore I will rebel. Now you have two alternatives. Which one you follow? Dharma Shastra, our Shastras always give you higher vision, which calls for extra tapas, extra sacrifice, extra suffering. And that is in the long run is good for you. If you keep this in view, everywhere, why Rama behaved like that? Even regarding Sita, everywhere. Even regarding this Shambhuka, everywhere you can see them. If this vision is only to teach this vision, we have to study all these things. We want to judge Rama from our lower standard. And say Rama did wrong, Sita, injustice was done to Sita, and then all this thing. Now we judge a higher person with a lower standard. That's why we fail to understand. Some of the feminists and some of the worldly minded people or communists, etc. They only malign Rama because they want to see he's a shallow fellow. He doesn't understand anything. Or he's a cheap man. Therefore, they have got a better standard. See? So this is immaturity, our own foolishness. We have to learn from Shastra. Keep your mind open. Look at the deeper vision, they have it. From that you learn it. Instead of judging Rama from our lower standard, what is our standard? Get back whatever you want, that's all. Be ruthless, be cruel. This is what Ravana did. Okay, so this is the standard. Sometimes I remind you again and again, but this is the basic vision you have to give. Now, in our personal life also, even though you are living honest life, legitimate life, honest life, a loss comes to you, then what you are supposed to do? Take it as a tapas. Work hard according to dharma. Develop a new strength in you, both social strength, political strength, economic strength, or even self-control also is a spiritual strength, inner strength, cultural, spiritual strength of self-control. Develop a self-control. Try, supposing if something wrong has been done to you, like I don't want to hurt, but I just want to take an example of Phulan Devi. Because see, there was some injustice done to her. But some people advocated that no, she should be forgiven because she took to an extreme step because of certain injustice done to her. Some people didn't like it, at least partial, a small punishment should be given. Okay, punishment should be less, but should not be totally exempted. But some people taking extreme step, I don't know for what reason, political reason or else, she gave a total exemption. Not only exemption, she was made into heroine and gave much more higher status. But she doesn't have such a larger vision. By larger vision, I am only looking at not political standpoint, from dharmic standpoint. Look at our dharma. If injustice done to her, she should have understood such an injustice. Many other women and men are subjected to this injustice. Therefore, let me try to change the society, outlook of the society, thinking of the society. There are many other women, men in the society who are subjected to that. Let me bring about some change in the heart. Bring about an institution. Those who are undergoing suffering like that. Supposing if I have suffered, out of that thing I start an institution. With many such people who suffered, I will shelter them. I will educate the people. I want to educate the people. You see how out of your insensitivity, you are not aware. Out of our insensitivity, we are hurting many people, other aspect of our society. Try to bring about change in the society. Bring this story. Make the people to introspect and bring about some change in the society. This is a sattvic way of. So you take your problem as a larger problem of the society. Try to bring about the change. Then you will become a hero. You will become a great visionary and you will be contributing to society. Instead of that, injustice is done to me. Therefore, get sympathy from people. Make money and you become unjust. You exploit few more people. You kill few more people and make money. So, injustice is done to you, we can understand. You get the sympathy of the public. You make money, you cheat more people and you become big man. So, you are only abusing the injustice done to you. In the name of it, you are becoming further same adharmic person. So ultimately, okay, she died, that's a different thing. But a lot of there were, because we based upon newspaper report alone, neither I have done research nor I have any authentic source, but based upon the newspaper reports, once she was given a political power, she was also doing the same way of corruption, exploiting, threatening people. Now at one time, because of certain selfish people, she suffered. Now when she gets job, she is doing the same thing. Okay, she or somebody else. Let us take simple as an example, not to personally attack or criticize anybody. Supposing somebody else in that place, similar to that. Now here, this is adharma. But same Ramachandra has been done. Pandavas' injustice was done. When they went to forest, they have used that forest life for the good of the society. They took it as a tapas. On the way, wherever, you see, once they were from that Araginamani, the lac house. They left that lac house secretly, without knowing, without revealing their identity. Afterwards, they went to forest and they started living in the villages. You see them. First thing is, one Bakasura he kills, Hidimbasura he kills. That means on the way when you see them, The Bakasura was such a villain in the society, the local king was unable to handle. Because that Bakasura was more powerful, he threatened even the local king. King ran away, unable to face it. Now he fell on the society, in the kingdom, and he threatened all the people. He was a cannibal. He was eating human beings. And he says he was eating lot of food, and he has a family also. Do you know that? That Bakasura has a wife and a group of people, a small group of people. From his power, king ran away unable to face. And he started threatening the villages around, maybe 10, 20 or small taluka or district. Maybe one taluka, one district, he was threatening people. What he says is, one person from one family should be sent to me, one buffalo and one bullock cart full of food. So ultimately villagers, the people around them agreed, come to an agreement that why indiscriminately kill all people? Every day we will send you one bullock cart load of rice and then food, and also one bull and also one human being for your eating, you and your family members. By compromise, the society had to live because the king is weak. King ran away unable to face the wicked fellow because he is more powerful. If a villain is more powerful, attacks the society, and the king is weak, people have to suffer. There is no other way. Therefore they made a compromise. Okay, every day we will send you one person, one bull. Not bull, I think one buffalo, sorry. One buffalo and one bullock cart load of food. So one day, then Pandavas were living in a village, secretly, obscurely, not revealing that they were Pandavas, in a Brahmana Vesha, taking Bhiksha and living. That came to their attention. Then Bhima was powerful. And Kunti also had a vision, yes, if such a Rakshasa is torturing, persecuting the whole kingdom, and the king ran away, unable to face them, then we being Kshatriyas should protect this kingdom. See, even in their trouble, Pandavas always protected Dharma. Now she told Bhima, and she assured those Brahmana family in whose house they were living, in whose house Pandavas were living along with Kunti. Kunti told, don't worry, I shall send my son and take care of that villain. They told, no, you are our guests. How can we send you? No, they told, we can't send you. Kunti told, don't worry, my son will take care of you. See, Kunti also has a larger vision. Dushta Shikshana, Shishta Rakshana. Kunti also, because that Kshatriya lady, she has that spirit. She immediately told Bhima. Bhima told, okay, I will take care of the fellow. I'll teach him a lesson. Either kill him or teach him a lesson and control him. Don't kill the people and eat them. So, and Bhima went and took care of them. That's all, he killed the fellow. Then the taluka, jilla around that small kingdom celebrated that Abba Rakshasa is gone. Now we people are living. Like this, when you are in trouble, be useful to society. Do you see Duryodhana ever doing such a Dushta Shikshana, Shishta Rakshana? He had a lot of Parakrama. Karna has a lot of Parakrama. They had used all their Parakrama to kill Duryodhana and Bhima. Duryodhana's main aim was killing Bhima. Karna's main aim was somehow to kill Arjuna. That is his only goal. Their goal is not to kill Jarasandha. Their goal is not to kill wicked people, adharmic people, and to protect the dharma. They had a Parakrama. They have not used their Parakrama, their power to kill the wicked people and to protect the people. Instead of, they are taking side. They are defending the wicked fellows, antisocial elements. You are taking side of the antisocial elements, and your own people, your own kingdom has to suffer. Your own public, dharmic people looks to police and the government. That with government and police is supposed to protect us from the evil people. If government starts defending the evil people and the dharmic people, good people become helpless in the hands of these antisocial elements, this is what Duryodhana's rule. Now the Pandavas, even if they are banished from kingdom, still they kept that dharmic protection. Bakasura, Hidimbasura, once they killed the people around one district, I think hundreds of villages celebrated, Abba, we got rid of this villain, now we can live peacefully. Like that, wherever, now they were capable, but they never abused their power against any good person. They never used their power, their parakrama against a good person. They remained obscure in spite of being so powerful. In fact, they could have taken this very kingdom. See, after killing the Bakasura, the same kingdom they could have claimed and become king, but they did not do. See, because they have to remain dharmikas. So similarly, Ramachandra, when he is banished into forest, there also he was trying to do the same thing. Kill, that means take care of the wicked people, take on the wicked people and protect Dharma. So, when honest people, good people are robbed, take that as a pretext to try to bring about a change in the society, unite the dharmic people, and give them the strength of a plan, strategy, education, culture, so that they can take on the adharmic people. So adharmic people should be weakened and defeated, and dharmic people should be strengthened. That should be the purpose. Otherwise, if you take side of the same wicked fellows, if you take side of the wicked people only, then again same like Bakasuras. Because of Bakasura, the king you see compromised with the Bakasura. He told, he gave his kingdom. Okay, take human beings whomever you like, but don't attack me. It is not there, but I am guessing probably this could be the reason. The local king where the Bakasura was living, probably the king directly must have talked to him, because he found that Bakasura is more powerful. He will kill the king only. He told, okay, don't kill me, my family. You can take my kingdom. Therefore, I will also take taxes, and you also can eat people and then take food and threaten them. You can rob people whomever you like, but don't kill them. That means the king also compromised with a villain, allowed him to rob the kingdom. Then ultimately people themselves have to compromise and say that, hey, don't indiscriminately do. Daily we ourselves will send you. Daily some portion. See how miserably people are sacrificing, because they are helpless. In this way, you get a dharmic people, good people. When you get an opportunity, Ramachandra felt that we have to do more sacrifice. Okay, more tapas, more sacrifice. Therefore, you strengthen physically, mentally, intellectually, army and everything. Ramachandra got army also. He helped Sugriva when he is in trouble. And Sugriva's support he could get now. He could command, he can order him also, because he helped him. And he got a big army. And his own self-control also he learnt, more tapas. Then he is prepared to kill a bigger person like Ravana. Like that, this is the lesson we learn from Ramayana. Now dharma means what people think is, what exactly did Rama we have to imitate? You see, this imitation of exact word, exact thing. Our Shastras are not just meant for imitation. There are certain revealed religions, whatever is said, they say in their books, it is supposed to be exactly you follow. You can't change because it is a revealed word. For us it is not a revealed. The vision, the dharma principle is revealed. The event is Rama's situation is different and our situation is different. But dharma remains the same. See, dharma remains the same. In Pandava's situation, see, even the difference from Rama's situation and Pandava's situation differs. Just as Pandava's situation somewhat differs from Rama's situation, our situation also differs. That much difference will be always there. But the dharma principle is same. See, dharma principle is same. Therefore, it is not a literal statement like these revealed religions that whatever it told, you have to follow, that's all. You can't change. People ask that, you see, it was revealed thousands of years ago, 1200 years ago, 1400 years ago. Why want to follow the same thing? Some of them are not applicable to this modern situation. Change them, they say, no, it is our religion, you have no right to change. Our prophet revealed and this has to be exactly followed. We don't follow the constitution. We don't follow your law, your national, your law of your land. We rebel. We don't want. We follow our own book alone. This is because they don't understand the dharma. So the religious book, they take it as a verbatim and literally to follow. And then if you are not allowed to follow, we rebel, we will destroy, we will do everything, we will go against law, we will go against the society, we will kill you. This is what we follow and we are supposed to follow. That's all. So that is the thing they have. And our Shastras don't. I am only just showing the contrast. We are unfortunately watching them. We are also trying to interpret Ramayana in that way. That's why they criticize that Rama did it. Therefore, you see how the Christian missionaries talk? You don't know, probably in Telugu Facebook I am seeing. They ask, you see, Rama asked Sita for Agni Pariksha. Therefore, if you remain Hindus, He is talking to woman, the missionary. The pastor is talking to woman. You see, you all will be asked for Agni Pariksha by your husband. If you remain Hindus, therefore come to Christianity. See how they interpret. So, they say only their verbatim book. The same thing we don't have that way. Because we are also unconsciously studying our Shastras in a biblical model alone. We think our Shastra is also like a Bible. It's not like a Bible, it's not like a Quran. It's a totally different vision. Therefore, Hindu Shastras should be studied Hindu way. Okay, now today I'm sorry, I was due to my ill health, I got delayed. So we'll stop with this for today. And tomorrow, I think I gave you some vision, and this Shambhuka Vada, I have to summarize it. A few more points I have to discuss. Then I'll discuss Sita's Agni Pariksha and also Sita's Parityaga in Uttarakanda. These 2 points also give me 3 or 4 days. I think my purpose is to just now today I discussed, you give the vision, and with this vision you read our Shastra, you will understand. I think I'll give you. Okay. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Tat Sat.